running back Terrell Davis. 2,000 yards and the league's single-season rushing mark are dead in his sights. Tonight, he and the Broncos continue the chase. It's the San Diego Chargers and Denver Broncos on ESPN Sunday Night Football.
On ESPN. Let's launch this thing now.
San Diego, California on the final Sunday in November, and just a few miles east, Qualcomm Stadium, where the Denver Broncos return for the first time since their dramatic win in Super Bowl 32. Hello, everybody. I'm Mike Patrick, along with Joe Theismann and Paul McGuire. It's great to have you with us. The Denver Broncos are on the verge of writing the final chapter in a most unforgettable year in sports. The heroics of Jordan, McGuire, and Sosa, the dominance of the Yankees. But the Broncos have a chance to be the first NFL team ever to go 19-0. And if they have a shot, Joe, it's because of Terrell Davis.
It really is, Mike. Terrell Davis returns here, the site where he was MVP of Super Bowl 32. He is the key to what happens to Denver on offense. He's got to run the football. He's chasing the rushing title. And for the Denver Broncos to be able to set up that play-action game, he's going to have to run the football well. But he's going to have to do a much better job at gaining yards than he did the last time these two teams met.
That was 3 weeks ago, and it was his season's low when he rushed for only 69 yards. And if San Diego has any chance for an upset, the defense is going to have to do the same thing all over again, Paul.
Well, what a great matchup we have. We have the Denver Broncos, Terrell Davis, and the best rushing offense in the National Football League, going against the San Diego Chargers, Junior Seau, and the best rushing defense in the National Football League. As good as the San Diego Chargers are on defense, we know the Denver Broncos are going to put some points on the board. Talking to Greg Wheelahan the other day, he said in order for the San Diego Chargers to win this football game, the offense must put a lot of points on the board.
All right, Paul, should be a great battle. Elway and the league's most potent offense, Seau and the NFL's stingiest defense. Next on ESPN Sunday Night Football.
Stands at the threshold of finishing this season undefeated. What can you do to really get this thing going? I mean, you're really looking forward to repeating as Super Bowl champions. Is that one of your goals as well?
Well, we did last year. We played our best football during the playoffs. We're going to have to do the same this year.
Now, earlier in the season, against the Chargers, they held Terrell Davis under 100 yards rushing. What can you do differently tonight to make sure that the running game is a major factor?
Well, number one, they're a great defensive football team. We're going to have to play with much more intensity than we did in the first game.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Okay, thank you.
And Mike, Coach Shanahan, he's going to need a running game if he plans on reaching his goal of scoring 30 points and attempting to gain 400 yards in total offense.
Solomon, they have been awesome, and June Jones is the guy who's going to have to come up with a plan to put points of his own on the board. He is the interim coach. He would love to have that title removed. John Carney has it teed up at the 30-yard line to our right. He is set to kick. Vaughn Hebron, 7th in the conference, waits to receive. Denver has not had a kickoff return for a touchdown since 1972 when Randy Montgomery did it. Hebron from the 1. Cut down at the 25. Here's Denver's offense led by John Elway with more wins than any quarterback in history. Last week, he became only the second to surpass 50,000 yards. He has great weapons at his disposal. Davis, the league's leading runner, and playmakers in Smith, McCaffrey, and the tight end Sharp. The line has been reworked from a year ago and hasn't missed a beat. Neal, a second-year guard, has played very well. Terrell Davis, the league's leading rusher, with the league's leading offense. An awesome first-quarter performance they've turned in all year. Elway fumbles to snap from center. San Diego says they have a Junior Seau on the bottom of the pile. What a start for the Charger defense.
And what a throw into the stands.
You know, it looks like Elway just doesn't get it. You know, here's the snap. I mean, his hands were there, and look at Junior Seau, number 55. You talk about a guy that's alert.
Denver had gone 130 drives without losing a fumble. Now they've lost 2 in their last 4, stretching back to the last game. 1st and 10, San Diego at the 25, and Wheelahan to throw on first down. And Wheelahan completes it to John Burke, the H-back. Only his 3rd catch of the season, and they come out slinging.
San Diego on offense really believes that they're going to have to put the ball in the air if they want to score with the Broncos. You come out, you spread the field a little bit, you swing your H-back into the gap and make the linebackers try and get out and cover. What they want to do is spread out this Denver defense a little bit and give them an opportunity, the receivers, to catch the ball.
Burke appeared to jam his left shoulder. He came off the field. Elway hoping the defense can prevent the score. Terrell Fletcher tries to cut it outside, now cuts back and drags a tackler inside the 10. Tyrone Braxton couldn't bring him down. For the Charger offense, Craig Wheelahan starts his 3rd in a row. He won the first 2 after going 0-7 last year as the starter. With Natron Means injured, the passing game will be critical. Charlie Jones and Ricks can both get deep. Up front, Raleigh McKenzie, the only starter back from last year, joins 3 veteran free agents and a rookie. 2nd and 5 for San Diego. Wheelahan, short set, tipped and incomplete. Intended for Freddie Jones, his tight end.
Wheelahan on that last play, Joe, you talk about being pumped up. I mean, he threw that ball. Nobody could catch it.
You bring up a great point. I think it's important for June Jones to settle him down in the headset. June can talk to Craig a little bit and say, all right, listen, just settle down. You're doing well, and you just keep on picking up. I think you have to continue to throw the football. What you do is spread it out and try and get an isolation. If I can, I try and isolate Michael Ricks, number 86, on a defensive back.
Ricks is in the slot to the left on 3rd and 5. Wheelahan looking that way and then throws it away. So Denver's defense has held, and the Chargers send on the field goal team.
That intentional grounding, I know that they didn't have a player up in the 18th row.
There was a person wearing 86 up in the 18th row. That's where he was thrown.
Wow.
I like the aggressiveness, though, of the Chargers on offense. They're going to come out. They realize they have to get points. They're throwing the ball in the end zone.
But the Chargers have kept a record going. They have not scored a touchdown after the defense turned it over this year. Carney for the field goal, knocks it through, and the Chargers take a quick 3-0 lead over the undefeated Denver Broncos.
I'm a CEO.
For his magnificent defense, which is even better when you consider the fact the offense has hurt them all year long. They have just been exceptional. Vaughn Hebron from the 3. Has the seam. 35, 40. Midfield. Cut from behind all the way to the Charger 41-yard line. Willie Clark made the tackle, but it's a return of 52 yards.
You know, when Hebron gets this ball, there's a hole on the right side. Now watch him. He goes up the middle, and then he's going to break to the outside. Here's where the blocking is. But I'll tell you about heads up. When you're running with the ball, you got to know where you're going. Watch how far back he cuts, and then goes right back up the field.
Rick Dennison just really enjoying it. Thought they might have that first touchdown in 27 years. As it was, they got 52 yards. Terrell Davis. off the right side to the 38. The Chargers get it done with defense, especially up front against the run. Hand is having a career season with 6.5 sacks. At linebacker, Bush and Govea out with injuries, but Junior is still there. The leading tackler, 7 straight Pro Bowls. An injury-riddled secondary missing 3 starters. Rodney Harrison, the strong safety, is terrific. One of the biggest hitters there is. Junior Seau. He will be all over the field. Davis hit in the backfield. He'll lose 2.
This is exactly what Junior Seau was talking about on Friday when we sat and asked him about how to defend Terrell Davis. He said you have to be aggressive. You can't let that offensive line of the Broncos dictate. Look at the way he fills the hole. He doesn't allow Dan Neal to get out on him. Look at the way he comes. Neal doesn't have a shot at getting to him, so he penetrates the offensive line, making the play.
And if somebody gets in on you like that, Terrell Davis, Barry Sanders, Jim Brown, nobody can run the ball. 3rd and 10. Elway from the gun. Here comes the blitz. Throwing on the run and knocked away. Harrison got a hand on it, covering Sharp. And Gerald Dixon put the heat on John Elway.
Well, John Elway almost gets away with it because of what Gerald Dixon does. There is a full blitz on, and Gerald Dixon comes upfield. Rodney Harrison is going to be covering on Shannon Sharp. Look at this coverage. That is outstanding because Elway is running all over the place.
If there's one guy on this Charger defense that deserves the Pro Bowl, it certainly is Rodney Harrison. Junior's almost a given, but Rodney Harrison has done a great job this year for him.
Rowan will punt and puts it in the end zone. San Diego will take over at its own 20 after a punt of 40 yards. The Chargers with a 3-0 lead over the Broncos. Back to San Diego after this. Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL, an official airline of the Super Bowl. By Toyota Trucks, with you for the long haul. And by AT&T, it's all within your reach. San Diego's defense has done its job so far. 2 Denver drives have produced 0 yards. And San Diego takes over at its own 20. Wheelahan to throw. Picked off. Darian Gordon, the former Charger, with the interception. There is a marker down, and Gordon back to the 22-yard line. Now we'll check the penalty.
Number 21, Darian Gordon. There is a penalty flag on the field.
It's against the Chargers here in a holding area.
Hands to the face. Number 63, offense. Penalty is declined. First down.
Jerry Markbright, our referee, in his 22nd and final year as an NFL official.
This one's going to be against Raleigh McKenzie, number 63, on Harold Hasselbeck, number 96. You see the hands go up into the face. You got to get it out of there. He's just hanging on to his face mask. Wheelahan makes a throw in anticipation of Charlie Jones coming inside. Gordon just does a terrific job of staying in his hip pocket.
So once again, San Diego's offense puts its defense in a hole. Elway to throw. Good protection. Over the middle, almost picked off. Rodney Harrison had it at the 5 and couldn't hold it.
Well, when you have a little bit of play action and when you do it to Terrell Davis, now you're going to have time. Look at the blocking on this offensive line. Now, Elway has time to throw the ball. He steps up.
Once he makes the throw, Rodney Harrison just waits for this ball. It's almost too easy. Junior tips it, and it just goes away from where Rodney was sitting. Literally sitting, waiting for it.
2nd and 10. Short set, McCaffrey. Forced out of bounds, gang tackled as Dimry got there first, and boy, did he get help. Junior just comes flying.
Well, you know, we talked to McCaffrey, and this guy, I said to him yesterday, you know, you've taken such a beating for 2 or 3 years that I've been watching him, and he pulls a hamstring on his own, so now he's out. But every time that he catches the ball, he shows you his strength getting the ball down the field, but he takes such a beating.
Willie Green is in as the third wide receiver. 3rd and 3. Elway with that little half roll. McCaffrey, touchdown. Greg Jackson had his feet go out from under him at the 3, and McCaffrey has his 8th touchdown catch of the year, tying a career high.
Ed McCaffrey has such a feel with John Elway. He's thrilled that he has now become a part of the offense. It used to be you just get the ball occasionally. Now he works up the field, He feels the pressure, slides on outside away from Harrison, cruises into the end zone. He's a big target and very physical.
Jason Elam with the point after. And the Denver Broncos have gained the lead 7-3 over the Chargers as Elway is now number 3 all-time in the NFL with 291 touchdown passes. Marino, the leader. Tony Gator, the new return man for San Diego. He's belted as he got it out to the 22 by Tito Paul. NFL football this Thursday on ESPN. It begins at 7:30 with the NFL Tonight. Join Chris Berman with the latest news from around the league. Then at 8:15, Dick Vermeulen is returned to Philadelphia as the Rams battle the Eagles. ESPN and ABC, your exclusive networks for primetime NFL football. How good has Denver been this year? They have trailed a total, including this game, 29 minutes and 41 seconds. All year. That's 12 games. Kenny Bynum in to try to run the ball. No luck. Buried as he got to the 22. John Mobley led the way.
Stopped by Tyrone Braxton.
Here's Denver's defense up front. Price, Tenavasa have provided a big pass rush, each with 7 sacks. The linebackers, Mobley, an exceptional athlete, the #1 tackler. Romanowski, the emotional leader. The secondary may be vulnerable. Rookie strong safety Eric Brown is hurt, so veteran Tyrone Braxton will start. Terrell Fletcher is back in at running back on 2nd and 10. He'll get the screen. They like to get Fletcher outside, but he'll only pick up 4, maybe 5 on this one.
Mike Lodish does a nice job on this one, number 97. What he does is he rushes just a few steps and then works down the line, gets in behind the offensive lineman as they try and throw the blocks, and then winds up making the tackle.
To the 27-yard line.
Look at the center, number 67, Roman Fortin. Now watch this block. He goes out, he reads the screen, he's going to peel back on Neil Smith and just knock him out of the way. And you're absolutely right. That's Lodish's job, to get down the line and stop the screen.
3rd and 5. Wheelahan, high snap. Has time and throws incomplete to Still. Mobley drilled him after he missed it.
Oh, I'll tell you what. Mobley on the interception wiped out Charlie Jones a few plays ago. Now Mobley again. You put that ball up there and Still's going for it, Mobley's going to wipe you out.
Greg Robinson's defense continues to match the aggressiveness of Mike Shanahan's play calling on offense.
Darren Bennett, who is 2nd all-time in punting average, 44-7. To kick to Darian Gordon, who waits back at his 27. Bobbled the snap. Just got it out of there. Low line drive. Gordon from the 22. There's a marker down on the play. Gordon back to the 33-yard line. We'll check the penalty.
Well, you're going to have illegal guys downfield because when Bennett drops the ball, everybody makes a count. They figure when he gets it off. He dropped it, the count is off, you're going to have the wrong people downfield.
I'll tell you, I'd refuse this because if you just think about what Bennett just did, he drops the ball, he sees the rush, he powered the ball for 50 yards.
Eligible man downfield, number 99, kicking team, penalties declined, 1st down.
I'd never give him an opportunity to kick again.
That's right, he can kick him 50 and a mile high at the same time. Bennett nearly had it blocked, but got it out of there.
Whatever you want.
Offense. Terrell Davis usually lines up in the single backfield by himself. The 3 guys on the left, there's the 3 guys on the right. You have a front side and a back side on a running play. This is the front side. They all try and seal and get their blocks. The back side tries to turn out. Terrell will start to the right and then cut back in what would be a created running lane by the front and back sides.
They come out in a 3 tight end formation. McCaffrey, the only wide out. Davis, the only running back. He'll get the ball. Terrell Davis for a couple out to the 36.
On the stop, number 95.
Alex Gibbs, the offensive line coach, he doesn't talk to the media. His players don't talk to the media. But believe me, we're not upset about it. This guy is a heck of a coach.
The guys find themselves if they do find their names in the paper. I mean, the offensive linemen started it last year, said they weren't going to talk to the media, and have carried it through.
He's one of those guys, when he goes to your team, your offensive line becomes better immediately. Play action. Elway throws underneath to McCaffrey. Junior nearly dehorned him, but he ducked under it.
This will be a first down. McCaffrey gets beyond the marker. But again, we look at the pass protection of this offensive line. You watch these guys. An offensive line blocks is one. You see the defenders going to the outside. It leaves that lane for Elway to step up and hit McCaffrey.
You see McCaffrey, 250 pounds of anger coming. See ya. Smart choice. Elway again with time. Rifles it low this time. Tried for McCaffrey down at the 42. And Rodney Harrison was right there.
If you're the San Diego Chargers, you cannot allow John Elway to have that kind of time all night. He may throw one into the ground. He may even throw one a little high and right. But out of the 10 he throws, 8 of them are going to be right on the money. So somehow or other, they're going to have to put pressure and take a chance at going after him.
They have 30 sacks this year, which is better than all of last season, when they were last in the NFL with only 27. 2nd and 10 here. Willie Green in as a third wideout. He's number 85. Here comes the blitz. Davis cuts it outside. Terrell Davis. Nice call against the blitz.
They run a quick draw on this play, but Rod Smith, number 80, gets an outstanding block downfield. He doesn't knock the man down. All he does is get in the way. So to Terrell Davis. Now, whether you talk about Alex Gibbs, when he got a hold of this guy, he says, I want one cut. All right, here we are. Rod Smith downfield. Watch this. He knocks off Rodney Harrison. When he does that, look who's running. Number 30, Terrell Davis. First down. Thank you.
First down at the San Diego 37-yard line. Play action. Nice fake by Elway. All day to throw McCaffrey. Untouched by human hands. 37 yards and a touchdown.
Joe, you know, you just said it just 3 plays ago. Look what Terrell Davis does to the defense of the San Diego Chargers. When they fake to him, the whole defense goes to Terrell Davis.
I want to show you the patience of John Elway's fake. You're going to see the defense come up here. Elway's going to fake this way. McCaffrey's going to slide and then go. There's the fake. McCaffrey just runs by. Harrison goes to the middle, and he winds up being wide open.
Dimry and Harrison weren't within 7 yards. Elam with the point after. And Elway with his 2nd touchdown strike of the game, both to Ed McCaffrey. To 3 Chargers. Elway has already hit 2, 4 out of 7 for 68 yards. And Junior Seau knows his defense is in trouble. Club's down 14-3. Gator from the 7. Doesn't get back to the 20. Excellent coverage by the Denver Broncos.
Well, it just shows you what Terrell Davis does. Watch the defense. Forget about Terrell. There's 30. Watch the whole defense. Now you got 7 guys over here. Not only is this fake so good, but watch on this other side. Demery, he looks at him. The fake was so good, that far away. And then McCaffrey, that's one of the hard catches. Isn't it?
It really is. I think it's one of the toughest catches for a receiver to make when you're so wide open, just waiting for the ball to fall into you.
He had plenty of time to think about it.
What you do, you really do.
Fletcher back in there at running back. Hartley the 2nd tight end. Wheelahan has to get something started. Fletcher. No dice. Wrapped up as he got to the corner by Harold Hasselbeck, who's playing on a tender ankle, but he wanted to be on the active roster because he hasn't missed a game in his career.
Mike Shepard, the wide receiver coach and offensive coordinator, still trying to come up with some type of a plan. I think, first of all, he's got to settle wheels down a little bit, his quarterback. He looks a little bit antsy. And I still think you have to throw the football. You're not going to be able to be successful pounding it out against this defense.
It's obvious how much they missed Natron Means, who had rushed for 883 yards before he broke the foot a couple of weeks ago. The running game has disappeared since then. Wheelahan. Deep sideline intended for Still. And he was covered perfectly by Tito Paul.
Craig Wheelahan is really a different quarterback than we saw a year ago. The way he's been throwing tonight, you may not think so. But when you sit and visit with him, he has a lot more confidence. He feels a lot more comfortable. And he said sitting on the sideline, watching Ryan Leaf work has given him a perspective of how to relax a little bit more, the right kind of body language for a quarterback to use.
This is Wheelahan's third start in place of the rookie draft choice. Three-man rush. Wheelahan guns this one. What a catch at the 35, first down. Charlie Jones, tremendous hands to bring that one in.
The officials are saying that they touched him on the head. We've seen this happen a couple times this year where you're not quite certain whether the guy is down. Charlie Jones does the right thing. After he makes the catch, he gets up running. He runs down, pushes the defender back off. Crockett turns. Watch his catch. Look at him sell out and make this catch. Now he's on the ground. Does he get tapped in the head? Absolutely. Good job by the officials seeing what's going on. Wheels throws this one a little wide left. Nice catch.
Well, that's some grab by Charlie Jones, his 27th of the season. And around to Jones. Crockett comes up and can't get him. And Jones reaches the 40.
You know why I like that play? It's not that it's going to gain a lot of yards for you, but it's got to slow down the pursuit of that Denver defense. That's the most important thing that happened on that play.
You're not slowing down Ray Crockett, number 39, and you're not slowing down Neil Smith, number 90. Watch Neil Smith. Here comes Crockett all the way across the field, 39. He doesn't make the tackle. He slows him down, and look who's out there.
Okay.
Atwater.
But it slowed down 9 guys.
It should slow him down. Second and 6. Fletcher dances into the hole, breaks it. First down to the 47-48. Freddie Jones, the tight end, at 270 with a nice block. Fletcher is only averaging 2.5 yards a carry in relief of Means.
Watch number 73, Aaron Taylor, the left guard. Does a nice job of firing out on Trevor Price. Gets him turned so that Fletcher has an opportunity to see. He's seeing blue. He's running in between the sea of blue. That way he knows he has a chance to pick up some yards.
Wheelahan, short set, the quick out, complete. Another first down into Denver territory. Jones with a catch, a gain of 17. Crockett took him out.
You know how we talk about teams getting rhythm? Right now, the Charger offense has a rhythm to it. You come out with the reverse, positive yards. Fletcher in the middle, positive yards. Quick set, quick release, good throw, good catch, positive yards. They have to keep this pace going now. June can't let his offense slow down.
Ray Crockett, 15 yards deep. I mean, you can't give Charlie Jones that much room.
That's a good job of recognizing where to go with the football.
And San Diego will have to burn a timeout with 2:57 to go first quarter. Wheelahan will go to the sideline to talk it over with June Jones and the rest of the offensive staff. Team Cleves and Michigan State. Boy, there's some big games early in college basketball. Loaded.
See Junior going over the snapshots that have been taken. What they're looking at is the formation that the Denver Broncos put up the last offensive set they had.
Junior saying, you want me to play corner?
Where do you want me to go?
I think I could be a little bit closer.
I can be close to Terrell, but I can't be back by Ed. Tell me where I have to go.
You talk about a confident football team. The Denver Broncos talk each one. I'm not talking about cocky. I'm talking about confident.
Frank Hartley splits out as a wide receiver. He's 268 pounds. And they throw underneath the 270-pounder, Freddie Jones. Well, you know, if you got a 268-pounder down there, he's going to be downfield blocking for you.
Well, you know, he's not going to clear out very far. But what it does is it causes you to make switches over on that side. You know, Joe Bugle, the offensive line coach, really, in his tight ends, has, like, tackles. When you look at Freddie Jones, he's 270. Hartley's 270. So Bugle's got a couple extra linemen in the tight end.
2nd and 6 for San Diego, seeking their first touchdown. Wheelahan to Still. A kid with great speed who Bobby Beathard drafted out of Virginia Tech in the 2nd round in '96, just really starting to make his presence felt.
Wheelahan's just getting terrific protection. Very comfortable in the pocket. Aaron Taylor, left guard. John Jackson, left tackle. You look at Kendall Jaycox, the guard. McKenzie, they do a nice job of allowing him to find a lane. Still gets an opportunity to turn upfield and pick up some extra yards.
1st and 10, San Diego, deep in Denver territory. They start from the 13. Fletcher. Oh, what a great move! Fletcher, touchdown!
15 yards. Parker, touchdown.
Tyrone Braxton is still frozen in time.
I think these are the signs of an accomplished back. A guy who can beat somebody one-on-one in the hole. It's you and the defender by yourself. What a job Fletch did.
Only the 2nd touchdown that Denver has allowed in the 1st quarter all year. They have just crushed people in the first 15 minutes. What a fake by Fletcher.
Tyrone Braxton, number 34, is going to come up and try and make the play. There's number 34. He's coming up to fill in the hole. Watch what happens. He's right there. I got you. I got you. No, I don't. Hello. Goodbye. What a move by Terrell Fletcher. Oh, you got it. Look at this. He's right there. Little inside. Oh, wow. There is a training film. What a great move.
Barry Sanders will take that one.
That was sweet.
San Diego climbs back within 4.
That's one of those deals. Tyrone Braxton goes to the sidelines and says, my fault, and everybody says you're right.
We talked about how potent the Denver Broncos were in the 1st quarter. The San Diego Chargers had only scored 16 points to this point in the 1st quarter.
And that one went 81 yards in 9 plays. Great blocking by the offensive line. An offensive line has been totally changed from a year ago. When we saw them play, it was one of the most hapless offensive lines ever.
And this is where Dean Spanos and Alex Spanos, the owners, and Bobby Beathard have committed an awful lot of money to improving this football team, and it's paying off.
Carney to kick to Hebron. Vaughn Hebron from the 4. Big return last time. Maybe another one here. Across the 35 to the 36. Finally dragged down from behind by Willie Clark, his 2nd tackle on special teams.
Brought down by number 31, Willie Clark.
Keith Burns is injured for Denver.
Kick return to the 36-yard line.
One of the fine special teams players on this ball club. And Denver, it usually happens this way. Denver has been relatively injury-free this season.
Rick Dennison's ball club has done a terrific job. They really are a complete team this year. Offensively, they've been productive, defensively, and in the teams.
Look on the left-hand side. His number 56 is Burns, and you're going to see what happens to him. Right on the left-hand side of the screen. He goes to make a block. His leg is planted, and then he just gets absolutely drilled by Hamilton, number 53. Well, you got to like the way Hebron runs the ball back. I mean, he's picking up as many yards as he possibly can get. No left to right, straight ahead.
You're exactly, and that's, I think, a big key if you got the ball in your hand. You make one decision and you live with it. But he does a nice job of getting up inside and going. We talked about Alex Gibbs and the great job he's done for the Denver Broncos.
There's another guy.
They may be the two best offensive line coaches in football in this game. Joe Bugle, who I had the privilege of playing with when he coached our Hogs in Washington.
And they both have a similar trait. They inspire tremendous loyalty in their players.
And they're athletes up front. And I say that about the linemen. They're all very technique-oriented. They know exactly where they have to be and what they're supposed to do.
Well, if you think about the commitments by the owners and by the coaches, you look at the Denver Broncos, their offensive line, how good they are. San Diego, same thing. They went out and spent money in an offensive line, and that's what makes it work.
Elway against the blitz with plenty of time. Almost picked off. Jimmy Spencer had his hands on it in front of Shannon Sharp.
And this was Elway's fault all the way. It should have been picked off. He floats the ball out to Shannon Sharp. He doesn't put anything on it. Elway, you know, you rarely see him do this. Jimmy Spencer, number 22, is outside. But look at how long Sharp has to wait on the ball. Here, that ball should have been gone now, but it wasn't. And he waits. John floats it. Spencer almost gets it. Here's the ball coming out.
A little bit of a double clutch.
They're doing this with 3 reserves in the defensive backfield because of injuries. Terrell Davis, 20 yards so far, 4 carries, 18 on one of them. A couple here and nothing more. Junior and company there again.
Number 55, Junior Seau.
This San Diego defense has allowed less than 75 yards rushing the last 7 games. That ties an NFL record that goes back all the way to 1947, set by 4 other teams. They can break it tonight, and it's remarkable considering their offense has been no help to them. And you're right, Joe, this is aggression on defense. They come looking for you. Third and 7, here comes the blitz, and Elway down at the 25. Junior. One of these years, if he keeps playing like this, we're going to have to promote him to senior.
I'll tell you, when he picked up that fumble early in the game and threw the ball in the stands, he might be able to play quarterback about half the teams in the league. What they try and create is they create one-on-one blocks. Right there, you see Harry Swain, who played with Junior here, trying to block him. Has no help, and you need more than one guy to block Junior Seau to keep him out.
That is only 2.5 sacks for him all year long. Ruined a kick to Gator. High and short. There's a flag down. Gator got about a yard and was tripped up. They'll give him officially a gain of 2 after a punt of 44 as Mobley got down there in a hurry. Now we'll check the penalty. Jerry Markbright, in 22 years, his last 18, he's had a postseason assignment. The best officials go to the postseason. He's the only one who's ever done 4 Super Bowls. He is just an exceptional official.
Ineligible man downfield, number 31, kicking team. 5-yard penalty, 4th down. The penalty will be enforced, and then the quarter will end. And we'll change sides of the field.
So the clock says the quarter has expired, but they will have one more play in the period. They'll make them punt it again. No, they won't. They'll punt it at the start of the second quarter.
The Charger girls thank 24-hour fitness.
That's the end of the first quarter. The Chargers within 4 of the undefeated Broncos here. Broncos have clinched the AFC West, and Mike Shanahan will certainly have a different philosophy than he did a couple of years ago in using his players after they've clinched.
And even Bill Romanowski emphasized that yesterday. He said, we will play every single game until we have the game won.
The reason they're going to do it is after the 96 season when they were 13-3, the last 3 games of the season, Mike rested his guys. And by doing so, he believes they lost an edge. Jacksonville comes in. They beat Denver in Denver. So Mike Shanahan simply said, it will never happen again. We will not lose our edge.
Denver to punt the ball away on 4th and 25. And this one kicks out of bounds near the 38-yard line.
out of bounds near the 38-yard line.
Monday Night Countdown tomorrow night at 6:30 Eastern. Join Mike Tirico, Tom Jackson, and Sterling Sharp for the latest word around the league. Then at 8 on ABC, it's Monday Night Football. Steve Young, Jerry Rice, and the 8-3 49ers host the New York Giants. ESPN and ABC, your exclusive networks for primetime NFL football. Kenny Bynum is in at running back. Wendell Davis is his blocking back. John Burke with a sprained shoulder is out for the rest of the game. Wheelahan to Bynum in the flat. Kenny Bynum turns nothing into about 3 yards up to the 41.
Well, was that a nice play by Wheelahan? He had pressure in his face, and it just turns around. That was Price in his face, just dumps the ball out. It's super.
When we saw him last year, I can almost guarantee you that's a play he doesn't make.
Absolutely. That could have been intercepted. It would have been. He is so much more composed. Even after he threw the interception in the first quarter, he comes back and takes him on an 80-plus drive for a touchdown. Different quarterback, much better quarterback.
Straight back to throw. Good protection. Bynum looked upfield and had it bounce off his chest.
There's another one. Bynum should have caught the ball. The ball is thrown a little bit hard, but Bynum has got to catch the ball before.
What? Hard? Get out of here.
Hard.
Come on. A quarterback.
H-A-R-D.
A quarterback cannot throw the ball too hard for a receiver to catch it.
Well, why don't you ask Bynum?
He swings it out. He gets rid of it because he feels the pressure. Bynum just takes his eye off it a little bit. And
boys. Third and 7. Wheelahan with a lot of time. Rifles it. First down at the 40. A strike to the huge wide receiver, Michael Ricks.
I think that Michael Ricks has a chance to be really special in this league. He's a big guy. He's 230 pounds. He's 6'5". He was a tight end in college for 3 years, played wide receiver. Watch him go up and get the ball. He works the middle of the field. Atwater closes on him. He reaches back to make the play.
Now you got Kendall J. Cox, number 64 on Price, on 93. Look at the blocking, and it enables Wheelahan to step up. Boy, when he steps up and fires the ball, you better catch it.
He's got an arm. He's hit 6 straight. Play action. Wheelahan throwing again. And overthrew Jones easily that time.
Well, Alfred Williams, if he didn't throw it, he still hits him. You're going to get the hit, but he got the ball away.
That really was one where the offensive line needed to buy him a little more time. June Jones has a stop and go on up top to Charlie Jones. Wheelahan does a good job just getting it out. He threw it far enough so it wouldn't be a bad play, just an incompletion.
One thing that will be interesting to find out as they play the last 5 games of the regular season in the playoffs, how good is Denver's defense? They have rarely been tested this year. Bynum is still in there on 2nd and 10. Comes the blitz. Atwater coming. Bynum in the flat. Bynum delivers a blow as Crockett knocked him out of bounds.
You know, this play here, this is really a heads-up play by the quarterback with Bynum because they see Atwater blitzing, which means that there really is no one to get outside to the back. Now, Steve Atwater is going to blitz from the outside. Watch this. Once the quarterback reads it, he's going to dump it. What an excellent play.
But he didn't throw it too hard that time, did he?
He did. Nice and easy.
Just wanted to make sure.
Look how easy.
3rd and 4. The Chargers nearing field goal range. It would be 50 from here. Fletcher comes in. 4-man rush this time. Underneath, Fletcher, first down to the 25-yard line. Inside, Romanowski and Atwater.
That was absolutely wonderful by Wheelahan. Did you see how he put touch on that ball? He had to get the one before it out quick to the right. When Atwater's, watch what he does here. He goes back, he sets, look at this. This is just a nice, easy, comfortable, this is just a pitch and catch, the way it should be. Makes it easy.
Let me try this one out on you. This is not Craig Wheelahan. We saw Craig Wheelahan last year.
This is the new Craig Wheelahan.
The Chargers actually dominating statistically. Draw play, Fletcher. Got a yard and no more.
That's one of those got-to runs.
Yeah, I'll tell you what he did. Fletcher tried to put a move on old Mobley. And Mobley is a linebacker that gets position first before he unloads on you.
He's not Tyrone Braxton,
No,
right?
he is. He is.
John, wake up.
John's not exactly feeling the pressure tonight.
John. Oh, okay. I just want to make sure you can hear us.
What? He doesn't play defense.
That's right. I never watched. I never did. I sat on the bench right where he is, just in my own thoughts.
Couldn't see over anybody.
Second and 9. Out into the flat to Jones. He gains the yards. Boy, that was cold. That was cruel.
There is a penalty flag on the
There's
field.
a marker down, and Trevor Price doesn't seem to be any too happy about it.
True as it may be, it was cruel.
And this will go against San Diego. If you guys had Thanksgiving dinner together, there would have been a food fight.
June Jones, as mentioned before, and it really is true. Boy, has he settled this football team down.
Junior Seau put it as well as anybody.
Illegal block, number 73, offense. 10-yard penalty, second down.
Aaron Taylor, the left guard.
He said that he brought a sense of peace to this football team. There were a lot of people, a lot of tension, a lot of edginess here. He brought a sense of peace to this football team. And the guys, to the players you talk to, they would love to see June Jones remain the head coach.
Alex Spanos, the chairman of the board. And there's Bobby Beathard, the general manager. Dean Spanos in that booth somewhere. The president. 2nd and 19 for Wheelahan. Double clutches, dumps it to Fletcher. Terrell Fletcher with that burst gets it back to the 24-yard line past the original line of scrimmage. Neil Smith chased him down.
You know, Terrell Fletcher is doing everything that they are asking him to do. Now, this team is without Natron Means. And when you now look at Fletcher, they're asking him not only to run with the football, not only to block in that backfield, but also to catch.
You lose the power with Natron Means a bit, but you pick up a more versatile back downfield a little bit, and that's what June Jones has done in his play calling, is getting Fletcher out of the backfield a little bit more.
Remember Bobby Beathard saying when they got him out of Wisconsin, he's going to be a terrific situational back for us. 3rd and 9. Wheelahan trying to keep the chains moving. And he does. Inside the 15-yard line, first down. Charlie Jones with another catch. He beat Ray Crockett.
You know, you're talking about a new guy, Wheelahan, from a year ago. Granted, he is, and a little bit more experienced. But I'll tell you one other thing about it, Joe, is the blocking of this offensive line.
They've done a terrific job, but also Ray Crockett, look at how far off he is, and backing up off of Charlie Jones. He runs 10 yards, just turns and makes the catch.
Well, and you look at Wheelahan when he goes back. Look at the offensive line. They're blocking. They're really not much penetration. He can stand there and throw all day long.
So one of the reasons Crockett is rarely beaten deep is he gives a pretty big pad. Wheelahan again into the flat. Fletcher dragged down by Romanowski, but he got it to the 8-yard line.
You know, you sit here and talk about Wheelahan, how well he is doing. But John Mobley, number 51, is blitzing a linebacker. But Wheelahan has enough patience to hold the ball down and then wait and then throw to Fletcher. I mean, it is amazing how different this quarterback is than he was a year ago.
Of course, Wheelahan's got to be thinking they did me a favor. They got me 4 new offensive linemen. I can actually stand back there for a while. 2nd and 3. Bynum trying to get to the stick, short of the 5. Ball came loose, no whistle.
This is a fumble now, whoever got it, but there is no whistle.
The ball carrier, Kenny Bynum.
And now the process of unpiling. Denver football.
Fumble recovered by Denver.
Darian Gordon came out with the ball. The former San Diego defensive back.
Bynum trying to get some extra effort. Now he's hit. He's struggling, he's struggling, he's struggling. His knee, it's pretty close, real close. Ball's laying there on the ground. Great hustle by the Broncos. They're alert. They're looking for the ball. It's on the ground. They're going to try and come up with it. They're going to have it when we come back.
By Visa, the preferred card of the NFL. It's everywhere you want to be. And by Sprint, for all the ways you communicate. Beautiful city of San Diego, and Greg Bynum with that costly fumble, or Kenny Bynum, that cost his ball club a chance to take the lead. Davis hit by 3 blue shirts as he got to the 7. Bynum fumbling the ball at the 5 as they were closing in on the goal line. He's only one of 2 running backs right now active on the roster. Fletcher is the other one. Tremaine Stevens is injured. Natron Means out for the season.
Not a whole lot for the halfback coach to do, is there?
Here's what happens in the break. Terrell Fletcher just saying, don't worry about it. It's okay. It's a long game. Keep on going.
2nd and 7. Elway. Across the 21-yard line. A completion to Rod Smith, who had such a brilliant season a year ago with 1,180 yards.
Well, it just seems like John Elway is holding the ball for a long time, Joe. Now, I don't know whether he's waiting for a guy to clear.
He is, but he can. That's the other thing. Watch this. The play-action fakes holds the defense a little bit. He waits for Rod Smith to come into the hole, and then he lets it go. He's got such a quick release. He can hold it a little bit longer than most people can.
Terrell Davis is out as a wide receiver, a 5 wide-out formation. They throw underneath for Smith, and he is covered by Seau.
Junior Seau has had himself a first part of a football game. He has been everywhere. The first play of the game, he recovers a fumble. Then they want to try and stop Terrell Davis. They send Junior up, slashing through the line. Then he gets a sack on John Elway. Extremely productive so far in this ball game. Here's some numbers for you. This is what this guy's done. Run at him 2 times for 5 yards, 2 tackles, 1 sack, 1 fumble recovery, and 1 batted ball.
He needs an interception just to complete it all.
2nd and 10. End around to Smith. Great fake to get loose. Rod Smith to the 32. It's a first down.
Ray Lee Johnson, number 99, read his assignment perfectly. He had contained. The only problem you have, it's one thing to know where you're supposed to be. It's another to execute. Watch number 99. He sees the reverse. He sees Rod Smith. Then he sees Rod Smith run by him. It's one thing to get there. It's another thing not to know just how fast and quick these guys are. Little guy beating big guy.
6:59 to go in the first half. Terrell Davis for a couple to the 35-yard line. Ray Lee Johnson made that tackle. Davis 7 carries, 28 yards, well below his average.
You know, one of the things you think about, when we're sitting there last night, you talk about the Denver Broncos and what they do in a half. In the first half this season, in the first 11 games, they're averaging 21 points in the first half and 240 yards of offense. Now, that's a lot.
Gary Kubiak, the offensive coordinator, I think is going to be a candidate for head coaching jobs all over the league after this season, and rightfully so.
2nd and 7. McCaffrey covered and intercepted by Dimry. Midfield to the Denver 41-yard line. Dimry running stride for stride.
What a terrific job by a defensive back, doing everything you can do. And I'll tell you, playing defensive back today is absolutely the toughest thing you can do. You've got to worry about bumping somebody. You've got to look for the ball, and then you
go. Stadium for ESPN Sunday Night Football, where the undefeated Broncos lead the Chargers by 4. Terrell Fletcher in at running back after the interception. Oh, looked like movement from the right tackle, Raleigh McKenzie, who's the only starter back from a year ago. He was the center in '97.
5-yard penalty, first down.
Mike, on that interception by Dimry, he does such a great job. Watch their heads. As soon as McCaffrey looks back, Dimry's going to look back. He's running with them stride for stride. Now, see the heads turn almost simultaneously? does a nice job of keeping his balance, focuses on the ball, then goes up at the highest point to make the interception. He did everything you could do right as a corner to make a play.
He was a guy who was brought in to just compete for the nickel job. He wasn't even sure if he'd have a roster spot. Now, because of injuries, he's starting. Fletcher. Not much there. Crosses the 45 to about the Denver 44.
You know what's amazing? I'm sitting here watching this football game, and the San Diego Chargers are really look like they're in total control of the football game, and they're down by 4 points.
That's because of a couple of mistakes. I mean, they'd be ahead had it not possibly, they possibly would have been ahead, or at least within one, had they not fumbled the ball, and of course the interception in the first quarter as well.
Which is one of the problems with just having a great defense. A couple of mistakes get you in a big enough hole that the offense hasn't been able to help them out of it. 2nd and 13. Wheelahan to the shotgun. Blitz. They pick it up, and it's batted away. Darian Gordon on the corner blitz got up and knocked it away.
What I just saw is what I think the Denver Broncos are eventually going to do the rest of this football game, and that's come after Wheelahan. Don't allow him to stand in that pocket and throw the football. And here he comes. Look at Gordon off the corner. There's just sending too many people. Watch him get up in the air. He hit that thing with his elbow.
I want to tell you something, though. If they do decide to blitz this Wheelahan, he's going to burn them. Because they've got people who can go down the field. It looks like that secondary doesn't hold up against one-on-one real well.
3rd and 13.
You're good.
A lot of time for Wheelahan. This one is intercepted. Thrown right to Darius Johnson. Johnson still on his feet, taken down at the 41. Flag is down at the end of the play. A return of 34. The 2nd career interception for Darius Johnson.
By number 88, Freddie Jones, a penalty flag on the field.
Holding number 93, intercepting team, 10-yard penalty, first down.
14-10 Denver over the Chargers.
It is. Either that or they're free seats.
5 turnovers here in the first half of play. 3 for the Chargers. They've committed their most recent. Denver takes over at its own 49. Elway with time. Throws short. Intercepted again. Dimry. Charles Dimry with his 2nd pick. Then he lost the ball. It's down. Poorly thrown by Elway.
And John is hesitating on almost every throw he's making. He's double clutching, waiting for somebody to make a move.
6 turnovers in a 4-point first half. For a touchdown, he has been 1 of 5 for 13 yards and 2 interceptions, both by Dimry. San Diego takes over at its own 32. Wheelahan lost the ball. The Chargers recover.
Recovered by the Chargers.
Mike, I want to show you. That wasn't as bad a throw as it was a bad read by John Elway. Watch this. Dimry's right here. You're going to see the receiver hook. Dimry's just going to fall back as Sharp tries to run the corner. He sees the, he doesn't bite up, he hangs back, it goes back and makes the play. It's a bad read by John Elway, not necessarily a bad throw. And then Marco Coleman just thinks so much that he's just going to give him a little congratulatory move.
And the Chargers offense is moving in the wrong direction.
And off the
Fletcher could not get back to the line of scrimmage. And there's a marker down as well.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Number 98, defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
That's huge because it would have been 3rd and 30.
Mahatanavasa.
He's going to throw a punch here. There's Jones. And here comes the shot right here. He hits him in the back. And when you see it, here's the official standing right there. The umpire's there. He throws the flag. I don't blame him. I mean, there's no reason to do that.
I'll tell you, Mike Shanahan's not going to like it. Not the way he coaches his football teams.
And this guy's had a great year, but that is a silly penalty. And it gives San Diego an automatic first down and gets them out of a huge hole. Wheelahan trying for Jones. Jones says he was held by Gordon. No flag. Hope you'll be with ESPN2 next Sunday at 6 Eastern for the College Football Bowl Selection Show. Chris Fowler, Lee Corso, Kirk Herbstreit. They'll all announce and analyze this year's bowl matchups. And they'll try to explain that silly formula again that is going to have us end up possibly with 3 teams and only 2 of them get to play for the national championship.
Tennessee's going to be one of them. I believe Tennessee's going to have to be one of them.
Wheelahan too high for Still, covered by Crockett at the sideline. And another marker down.
This is really another good play by Wheelahan. He saw the coverage on the outside. Nobody has a chance to get that ball, and he throws that ball away. Still is out there, but he was covered.
Holding, number 67, offense.
That's
10-yard penalty, second down.
But you know, Joe, again, we go back to Wheelahan a year ago. A year ago, he wouldn't have done that.
I agree with you, but I also don't know whether Denver should have taken this penalty. I think 3rd and 10 with the way your defense is playing. Don't give June Jones's offense 2 more downs to pick it up. Wheelahan is just dangerous enough to be able to convert that.
Instead of 3rd and 10, it is 2nd and 20 with 3:48 to go in a spirited first half from San Diego. Four-man rush. Wheelahan almost picked off. Looked like Mobley was out of bounds, and he was.
There's a flag on the play. They're going to get Neil Smith for hitting the quarterback out of bounds.
Personal foul, late hit out of bounds. Number 90, defense.
2 stupid penalties in a row on Denver's defense that is going to bail San Diego out of terrible situations.
Neil Smith is number 90. Wheelahan throws the ball. You know, at that point there, he's just pushing him out of bounds, because right here he pushes him. Wheelahan is still in bounds.
He sure was.
That is a horrible call.
He sure was in bounds when he was touched.
This is wrong.
I think Neil Smith makes contact with him when he's still in bounds.
He does.
And then the push carries him out.
I don't care. How are you going to stop a guy that weighs 290 from running at a guy at that speed? That is incredible.
It's a huge break for San Diego again. Still can't hold it. Covered by Gordon, had it right in his hands and dropped it. Well, San Diego certainly hasn't advanced very far, but they keep the chains going again.
San Diego better start taking advantage of the opportunities that this Denver defense continues to give them. There's Mike Shepard, the offensive coordinator. You can't call better plays than that. Your guys have got to start making plays.
Well, Neil Smith is going to rightfully ask the question after that play. You mean I can't touch him inbounds now?
No, I agree with Paul 100%.
2nd and 10 with 3:35 to go in the half. Good protection for Wheelahan. Now he scrambles and throws incomplete.
Boy, I'll tell you, this was absolutely tremendous coverage all over the field. Wheelahan has no place to throw the football. Darian Gordon coverage downfield. That's on Charlie Jones. Crockett on the top side. That's Still, with Mobley coming underneath. Romanowski on Freddie Jones. That's total coverage.
Now you know why he scrambled. 3rd and 10. Wheelahan too low on this one. Atwater nearly had the interception. It hit the ground. That was intended for Michael Ricks and too low.
And guess what? No flags.
You know the difference in what I'm seeing out of Wheelahan is he's throwing the ball down the field a lot further than he did in the first quarter when they were moving the ball. He was throwing swing passes to the backs, 10-yard hooks. Now it's 15-yard ins, deep outs and things like that, and it's not getting done.
After a fast start, Wheelahan has missed his last 7 passes. Bennett, high floater. Gordon at the 15. Flag is down, so's Gordon in his tracks. David Benn made the tackle on special teams. The marker is all the way back near the line of scrimmage.
He's stopped by number 50.
And it will come back. A penalty against San Diego.
Penalty flag on the play.
Holding number 33. Offense. 10-yard penalty. 4th down.
Dedrick Dodge, a backup defensive back, called for the hold.
So the only problem with this is you're going to get the ball at the 15. But when you have Bennett kicking the football, who can kick it out of the stadium, I mean, I don't know where you have an advantage.
Well, I think the only other advantage is you get the ball back in the hands of Darian Gordon one more time. I agree with you, Paul. Right. I think Bennett's a terrific kicker. But if I got a chance to put the ball in Gordon's hand one more time, I think I'd do it.
Gordon, 5th in the AFC, almost 12 yards, a punt return. And Bennett, the former Australian rules football player, getting set to punt it away again. Short. And returnable. From the 27. Gordon got up to the 33. A late hit, and now a fight. James Burgess appeared to come in very late. And then the Denver players went after him.
Well, he goes in head first, Burgess, and he has no reason to do this. Gordon's already on the ground. Don't complain now. You're wrong.
Guys are so vulnerable when they're like that. You have to protect them.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, late hit, number 52, kicking team. 15-yard penalty, 1st down.
Well, we've had 3 really stupid penalties, one that shouldn't have been in the last 2 minutes.
Let's take a look at it. He's on the ground. He's down. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can't bury your elbow and your head into him. I mean, the guy is on the ground. He's fighting, I'll grant, but once he's on the ground, you can't throw the elbow in.
And then get up and complain?
Hey, what? Gordon got the upper hand on it coming back, too.
That was just to punish someone, and it cost him 15 yards in field position. 3:05 to go in the half. 3 personal fouls in this quarter alone. Davis, who's been very quiet, loses another yard. Perella and Ray Lee Johnson were right there. 28 yards in the first half for Terrell.
If you want to go to the root of some of the problems I think John Elway is having throwing the football, it's the fact that Terrell Davis cannot gain any yards running the football.
Number 97 is John Perella. I mean, it's kind of easy to make a play, and he does a great job. Look at, nobody blocks him. They come out to block him, but nobody puts a hand on him.
That's one of those phantom draw blocks.
2nd and 11 for Elway. Here comes the blitz. They don't get there. Elway with all day. Smith underneath. Down the sideline to the 32. If you blitz and can't get any closer than that, you're in a lot of trouble.
You know who else makes a great play? Is Ed McCaffrey downfield, number 87. McCaffrey downfield, he's going to block, going to hold, but he pulls off.
The offensive line again gives John the time. Here comes Junior. Here comes Gordon outside. Elway just stays in the pocket. Now Rod Smith has an opportunity to run to the voided area that the linebacker blitzed from, and he can turn upfield.
Draw play. Davis slithers through down to about the 27. And that will bring us to the 2-minute warning officially at 1:57 here in San Diego. And the undefeated Denver Broncos continue to lead by 4.
I don't want to buy a new PC every year till commencement.
Falcons clinching a berth in the playoffs and that tight AFC East race. They also might have an update on the NBA suicide watch. What they're getting ready to do to that sport.
I don't even want to talk about those guys.
Really? 2nd and 6 for Denver, trying to extend its lead. Another blitz. They pick it up, batted away this time. Junior got a hand on it again. If you're looking for a guy to make a play, he's wearing blue, number 55.
They just blow up the offensive line of the Denver Broncos here.
Junior Seau is going to come up on Schlereth, number 69. Mark Schlereth, watch him. He's going to bull rush him, and then watch his Elway when he gets up in the air, knocks the ball down. Think he has enough energy?
He's unbelievable. 3rd and 6, Denver. Another blitz. Elway hit as he throws. Intercepted. Picked up by Greg Jackson at the 2. The blitz got to Elway. He had 3 balls intercepted all year. He's had 3 in the first half against San Diego. Ray Lee Johnson just crushed him.
What the defensive line has basically done is they've created one-on-one blocking situations for that Denver offensive line. Watch number 99, the bottom part of your screen. He just bulls on by Tony Jones. Tony Jones thinks he has help, and he winds up right in John's face. Elway trying to let it go with rhythm and timing, and Greg Jackson just keeps his head up and makes a play.
You know what's amazing about San Diego? They've got 3 new guys in the secondary, and the way they're going to protect him is by blitzing.
Now Wheelahan, 1st and 10, deep in his own territory, a minute 46 to go in the half. Fletcher breaks the tackle. That is a critical run for the Chargers and Terrell Fletcher.
What the Denver Broncos did down on the goal line, they're trying to get a safety. So they put everybody up on the line of scrimmage, including Steve Atwater, number 27. And when that happens, if you break 1 tackle, you're in the secondary. Watch what happens. See the blitz? Everybody's there. And then you miss a tackle. Glenn Cadrez misses the tackle of the linebacker, and he's in the open.
Wheelahan wants to throw. And has it picked off. Mobley cut down at the 34, and I was shocked when Wheelahan went back to throw. There's a marker down. I thought for sure after getting out of their own end, they'd run out the clock.
Well, you want to try and stay in the game. That's the stuff that we saw from Craig Wheelahan a year ago, Mike. We talked about it through the first quarter and a half. He played with a lot of composure. Now the game gets tight, and he's starting to lose it.
Personal foul, face mask, number 81, passing team, 15-yard penalty, 1st down.
Wendell Davis, the H-back, and Denver is right back in business. Man, 8 turnovers, first half.
Wheelahan goes back. He's looking to his right. Now he comes back, looks all over the field, tries to just jam the ball into Freddie Jones, and Mobley's just there waiting to pick it off the ground. You want to see somebody mad at himself? He is just so angry with himself, and he should be.
2 of his last 5 have been intercepted. Elway has been picked on 3 of his last 5. Elway back to throw on the roll. Throws. McCaffrey pays the price for a gain of about 5. Harrison just came up and drilled him, and Elway wants a timeout.
I'll tell you, he got a terrific block by Terrell Davis coming up inside and making the block.
Craig Wheelahan is going to have to show some sense of maturity now. If the defense can hang on, maybe allow Denver an opportunity for just a field goal, he's only going to be down by 7. When he goes in, he's got to forget it and just come out and play a second half like he did the first quarter.
Well, I like the first call of running play to Fletcher when they ran the ball. But the second play, Joe, you got a minute to go. You're down on your own, like 15 or 16-yard line, and you're throwing the ball.
Wheelahan got off to a sharp start. The next 2 drives in the middle, 11 out of 14, 121 yards. But the last 3, he has not completed a pass and has had 2 picks.
That's what I wanted to finish my statement. There's been a problem. The last couple times that they had the ball go, they haven't done a thing with it. He hasn't done a thing with it.
I still like the call throwing the ball. I don't think you, against the Denver Broncos, if you get away from the goal line, you've got to try and be aggressive.
55 seconds to go in the half. 4-man rush, Elway all day. Smith, touchdown.
play to number 80, Ron Smith.
They burned them on the turnover.
You know, Joe, and when you watch Smith on this play took a long time to develop. He runs a post back to the corner, and Elway has all of that time to throw the ball.
And we talked about it before. If John Elway has time, he's going to kill you. They were successful forcing the turnovers by putting pressure on him.
Elam is on for the point after. He's got it. And the Denver Broncos finally take advantage of the turnover and get the touchdown to make it 21-10.
John Elway having all the time in the world to throw the football. As the ball goes back, you're going to see the corner here, and John's going to have the time to make it. Good job by the offensive line. He pumps to the right, looks to the right, stands in the pocket, allows Rod Smith to sell the route. Now there's the protection.
Take a look at this. I mean, he has all day to throw the football. The Chargers have been blitzing all this time. They choose this play not to blitz, and Elway perfect to Smith in the end zone touchdown.
Well, you're asking Jimmy Smith to just stay with him way too long. I don't care who you are as a corner. Excuse me, Jimmy Spencer. There's just no way you're going to have a corner stay with a receiver that long.
And what a nice move by Rod Smith to get wide open in the end zone, and Elway delivered it. Only took 16 seconds to score after the turnover. The 7th touchdown drive Denver has had this year of 16 seconds or less.
Did I mention that they averaged 21 yards, 21 points in the first half?
I was just going to say they've hit the number for you.
And what, 240 yards in total offense?
Do they have that?
They have been a machine. Gator waits on the kick from the 5. Cuts it outside. Flag is down as Gator is dragged out to 30 by Dwayne Carswell.
There is a penalty flag on the field.
And this will hurt San Diego.
Holding number 33, receiving team on the return. 10-yard penalty, first down.
For up-to-date scores, stats, and analysis on all the NFL action, you can log on to ESPN.com and log on to NFL.com as defensive backs Ashley Ambrose, Bobby Taylor, and Larry Wiggum discuss their boyhood idols in their secondary.
I think San Diego's going to come out throwing the football again. I just don't believe they got 2 timeouts left. I think they're going to go 3 wides, and they're going to come out and I believe put the ball in the air. And I think it's the right thing to do. You have to try and move the ball against this defense.
43 seconds to go in the half. Draw play to Fletcher. Sort of picks his way up to the 19-yard line. Denver has 2 timeouts left.
Well, the only reason that they didn't, I think, is because they get the ball back in the second half. They receive, and they just don't need to make another mistake down here.
Junior's really got his side of the ball covered. And he's talking to the defensive guys, basically saying, look, we just have to continue to do our job. We've been in this situation before. We can get it done. Let's regroup and go get it.
And they won't try to run another play here at Qualcomm in San Diego. That's the end of the first half. The undefeated Broncos 21, the Chargers 10. Now let's join Chris Berman for the Mercedes-Benz halftime.